Here's a mystery tool. And in fact, I've got two of them. It's a big pry bar with a solid, I guess, a hammer end, unless this fits into something. It's not very fun to use as a hammer. It really whacks your hands with vibration. But there's no markings on them except one of these. Yeah, it says Warwood, which is a company that made tools for the military. They probably made them for civilians and stuff too, but I've looked up that pickaxe right there. I'm showing these off, but I've tried to look these up and I can find nothing about them. I don't know if this is part of a Pioneer kit for some type of military vehicle, like a tank, or... I mean, I found two of them, so they seemed that they were common enough that I happened across not just one, but two of them out in the middle of the desert. But this thing, I've had this for years, and I looked it up the other night, and it goes to an M1 Abrams. It goes on to a tool that helps you pull the tracks together, or the track, to put like a link or something in it. And it showed this in a manual for the Abrams that had the 105 millimeter. They probably use this for the 120, but I know for sure it showed it for the 105. But that Warwood company made this pickaxe, and this is actually a World War I pickaxe. Yeah, hi Olive. Hi. Oh, my dogs came to see me. And I'm sure it wasn't lost that long ago. It's still in fairly good shape. But it has no date on it, but everything, from what I looked up, early ones had no dates. They didn't put dates on them till World War II. But I figured since I was showing these off, I'd show a few other tools off that are gifts from the desert, like this. Just a shovel. It's still in usable shape. And these huge sockets. I mean, I found some pretty big sockets for a 3/4 inch drive, but I mean, that's... I believe that this one goes to a 1.5 deuce. I'm not sure about this one. This one's a bit smaller. I never did look this one up. It's kind of hard to see the way the paint's flaked and covering it up. But these are probably the biggest mystery tools that I have. Just no clue really what they are. And while we're at it, here's a really old wrench. I found it at a homestead that was abandoned in 1964. So by 64, this was already worn out. And it jumps over this all the time. But I've seen tools like this for sale that were from like the 20s and 30s. Sure, you could add some weld to it and get it working again. It's just loose. And then the last, I found this head of this hammer in a dumpster. And I took a chainsaw and a piece of pecan wood, and really quick I made this handle. I've had it for years now. Might not be the prettiest, but it does work. And it was free. But it'd be cool if somebody could identify these. Anyone that was in the military or something years ago. They look like they're something old, but they could still be in use.